Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an explosive show for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I've already made it clear I'm not a fan of Draymond Green at all. I'm not a fan of that dude at all. I think he's a dirty player. I think he'd be doing some bozo moves on the court. And the part that really annoys me about Draymond is that when he's doing all of these bozo antics, most of the time he acts like he doesn't know what just happened. He will stomp somebody on the chest and start flailing like he didn't see what happened. He would do a Shoryuken spinning kick, uppercut. He would act like he don't know what's happening. He's throwing dudes into chokeholds. They never saw him coming. All just a bunch of antics, right? Bunch of antics. And for whatever reason, people in the media give this guy a pass because they cool with him or whatever. I don't know why, right? They give this dude a pass, and I don't know why. But one of the dudes that decided they're not going to give him a pass was Kenyon Martin. As you guys know, Kenyon Martin basically said that Draymond Green be picking and choosing. 1 minute he wants to fight this dude. The next minute something happens. He doesn't. And I agree with him. I've seen many situations where Draymond was supposed to pop off and let his fist fly and nothing happened. He got into a Ron Artest. Did you see any spinning kicks and whirlwinds happening? Did you see any of that go down when that happened? What about when Marcus Morris Sr. threw him to the floor and he stood up? Did you see any of that going on? What about when Isaiah Stewart hit him with the come here, the scorpion come here? Did you see any of these moves going down? Of course you did. But when you picking and choosing people you feel like you can do it to, that's what Kenyon Martin was saying. Regardless of whoever it is, if something happens in that moment, regardless of who did it to me, it's on. That's what Kenyon Martin was saying. Draymond Green got in his feelings. Then Draymond started deflecting, started talking about championships. Then who has championships? And then Kenyon Martin named like 50 players that are better than him at his position. And we kind of left it at that. So what happened? Recently, there was a blow up that took place between Draymond Green and Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. And I finally got a chance to see the footage, and we're going back and forth from one another. Then Draymond just stands up and walks off the bench. When have you ever seen a player just walk off a bench and leave on their own? When have you think that's going to happen with Ime Udoka? You think Draymond Green would have done that with the Miami Heat? No, he did it with Steve Kerr because he knew he can get away with Steve Kerr. That's why. And this topic was brought to the table on an episode of Gil's Arena. And the headline, rather, of the show said, Draymond and Steve Kerr are destroying the Warriors. And on the panel, you had Kenyon Martin, Rashard McCants, if my memory serves me right, Nick Young, Brandon Jennings, and Gilbert Arenas. I think the whole crew was there. And if you know anything about Kenyon Martin, you know he's going to tell it like it is, which is something that a lot of people like. So when it came time for him to react to Draymond, he absolutely ripped into him. And I think Kenyon Martin was 1,000% on the money. And if you feel that Kenyon Martin wasn't on the money, then you just missed the entire point of the entire segment. So what we want to do is we're going to play what Kenyon Martin had to say in response to Draymond Green's antics, and then we'll continue on the show. Take a listen to Kenyon Martin here.
Let's call a spade a spade. When should the person grow up? He's 35. He's not 25.
When should a person grow up?
When should this person, not a man? Person, not a person.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about this person dealing in this situation that he's been in, right? Coming from someone who had turmoil with the head coach in the NBA, right? Someone who I disliked. We didn't win anything together. Disliked him for certain reasons. When you've had success with someone, we get the game is emotional. I understand that. But how can someone if you've had this much success with get you to that level? Right? Like, it's, well, we've seen it all. This is the only person I've played for, basically. Like, what can he do or say at this point, at 35 years old? Like, this is my point. Like, and I'm taking accountability for like the things that me and George went. Absolutely. Was I easy to deal with? No, because of the person. right? The person was a bad person to other people. This man is, from what I gathered, they relationship and everything has been player coach, and they like each other from winning and having these things over years. You've built like a rapport, like a major rapport with this man. And how can he get you to that point to where you leave your guys?
It's like a marriage that it's like a marriage that should have been ended. Right? It's just like now we're just lingering on. Now we're just dealing with each other.
That part, right?
Right? You know, so, like when you're with somebody, you just be like, all right.
Now we're not finna argue and fight. We coexist. Like there's nothing that there's nothing that you can do or say in this to get me there. Like that's just, and I'm thinking about I'm trying to put myself in this situation as much because like I've always said, we played the game similar with emotion and certain things. Yes, me and Draymond played the game similar, emotion and pride and all of these things. Yes, but to leave your guys for one, and it just becomes a point to where it's exhausting to Warriors fans, coaching staff, and to your point, like Steph, right? It's just like, come on, dude. God damn, dude. Like.
So like, what is success then? Like you know what I'm saying? So like when we see people like that with success, like what is success then? Like, is it too much success?
We can disagree.
No, but I'm saying, is it too much success? Because like at some point, I got 4 rings, right? I'm going out on top, right? You know, my career is like, all right. At some point, it's like, all right, I got everything. Like I've been in every big game. I've gotten everything. Like, what is it going to take for me just to
grow up?
Play? Just play.
To grow up,
huh?
Right?
Just play basketball.
No, to grow up. But it's about growing up and maturing at some point, dog.
So you saying not grown?
Did I say that?
No.
Listen, Nick,
no. People get mad off it.
No.
His age is 35, yes, Nick. He's a grown man, yes.
He's grown.
The way he just behaved is like my 7-year-old. He didn't hear some here, he went to his
Took his ball.
He took his ball and went to his room. He's 35. No, you're a 35-year-old grown-ass man, Nick.
Ain't that the mature thing to
No, it's not, Nick. It's a shut the in that moment.
You the player, he the coach. Just sit up there, sit there.
Why you think Stackhouse, other coaches went over there trying to listen? Dude, just.
I agree with the walking away. I agree with the walking away though, too, though.
It's both things, right? You walked away so you would shut the right?
Yes.
So why not have the discipline in that moment to do the exact same thing? Just sit there and be like, maybe because I don't.
Or just stand outside the huddle.
Great. So you heard what he had to say. I just want to read through some of the comments from Gil's Arena. You don't have to show it, but I'll just read through some of them. One viewer said, I'm with Kenyon on this one. Draymond at some point has to grow up. Another one said, I only came here to hear Kenyon's reaction. Another guy said, Kenyon Martin is basically saying Draymond lacks emotional maturity. Another viewer said, now y'all see what Kenyon been saying. Another guy said, I wish I could get paid millions and just remove myself when I get angry. Another guy says, translation, Kenyon was right. Another guy says, Kenyon has really matured over the years. Another viewer said, Martin and McCants the only people with balls. Another person said, Rashard and Kenyon should start their own podcast. Another person said, I'm with Kenyon. The most ironic is they won both games when Draymond was not playing, and then it just went with a whole bunch of more people just basically saying that Kenyon and Rashard were correct, but in this case, Kenyon Martin. Let me just quickly say this. It is important that you have opinions like Kenyon Martin and Rashard McCants on this show. Why? Because again, it provides a balance. It's integral to a good show. You need a balance. There are some people that will agree with Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young. Great. Those people are there. But there are a lot of people that agree with Kenyon. And if you don't have those people on the show, it's not a good show. So it's important to hear the other side of the coin when we're discussing these issues. It's vital. Now, let's get to what Kenyon Martin had to say specifically about Draymond Green. He said he has an emotion. He said he has the maturity of a 7-year-old. Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah. Half of the stuff that Draymond Green does is totally uncalled for. Smacking dudes and it's totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. Draymond cannot contain his emotions at all. He can't. And it ain't like Draymond trying to play, y'all trying to make it look like a black man. Nah, dog. There are other black players that don't do this. It's just you. No one is trying to make it the angry black man. No. The NBA is full of black players and they don't behave like you. It's you. No one is trying to put you in a corner and say, oh, black men are angry. No, Draymond, it's you. And that reaction is part of the problem. I didn't even know I was older than Draymond Green. Bro, do you know how embarrassing that is? Number one. Number two, you quit on your team. You quit on your team. You quit. Because in that moment, you were saying what you were going through personally outweighed what was the better for the overall team. So I'm leaving. So I can be in a better emotional space. No, you quit. That's what Scottie Pippen was accused of in that Knicks game. He quit. The situation became too much for you and you quit and you left. Because in that moment, you were talking about, well, it's better I leave. Yeah. Is it better for the team? No, it's better for you. But you spin it and say, no, if I'm here, then it affects. No. If you wanted to help the team and that was your primary focus, you would have found a way to deal with it on the bench. That's what you would have did. So you quit on your guys. Is anybody going to say that? No. And what amazes me is that Gil and these guys were defending him. They were defending childish behavior. That's childish behavior. These are what kids do. They essentially throw a tantrum. He said this to me, the coach. Did he beat you? Did he beat you up? Huh? Words? I guess words do break bones. Words do hurt you. Words apparently do hurt you. He said something that I didn't like, so I left. I walked out. I walked out of the situation. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Huh? So Draymond is the only player that a player said something to that from a coach that they didn't like it and then they didn't want to leave. He's the only one. He's the only one. He's the only one. No. That was another antic. And Draymond has been getting away with all of these antics for years. People like Stephen A. Smith and all these guys will make excuses. Draymond would do something wrong. He would do something wrong, and then people would try to paint it as if like Draymond is a good dude. How is he a good dude? When you kicking people in their balls, what kind of good dude does that, bro? What kind of good dude goes around kicking men in their privates? What good dude is that? I don't know any good dudes that do that. You kick somebody on their privates on the street, you asking for it, bro. You know what somebody will do to you if you do that? Do you know what somebody can do to you? You do that to the wrong person and y'all make excuses for that? Y'all make excuses for it. And then Draymond tries to turn himself into a victim. That's the part that kills me. He literally tries to make himself the victim. That's exactly what happened with him and Kenyon Martin. He tried to make himself the victim. Oh, they hating on me. Ain't nobody hating on you. He just said he don't feel like you. He didn't even say that. He didn't even mention your name. That was all that happened. Marcellus Wiley asked him the question. He didn't even mention his name. He picked somebody else. Then it became a thing, and then he had to explain himself. Then instead of addressing what Kenyon Martin had to say, you ran and made it about championships and stats and all-star appearances. No, bro, it's enough. Like, enough with all of this twerking and hollering and screaming and pouring honey all over each other's booties. Nah, somebody got to keep it a bean at a certain point, bro. Some of y'all just be twerking it up too much for me. It's like, nah, dog. It's like, it's okay. You can say what you really believe. Nothing's going to happen. You think Draymond going to run down on Kenyon Martin and whoop his ass? That's never going to happen. He's just going to give you his opinion. And if he sees him, he's going to talk to him. And that's all that's going to happen. He's not going to put hands on Kenyon Martin. That's never going to happen. So shout out again to Kenyon Martin saying what a lot of people think. That was so immature. It says, I can't handle the moment, so I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. That's what it says. Shout out to him. He's 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you guys on the next show.